At the time of our story, our universe was like an uncarved block of wood, complete purity. It yearned for creation. No order, no borders, and every no thing. Then, no surprises. From the rawness and potentials, the nothing became a something. One facet of the churning myriad everythings. Noticed and appreciated what was happening. This being realized itself to be enjoying and loving the dance of the universe. Noticing its own realization, this being comprehended itself within the dancing patterns. Aware of the separations and relationships with its surroundings, this being breathed and gazed at the objects around it. Joy flooded the newborn being. Life was spectacular. It took to exploring the organic geometries. Corners of the swirling no thing began to respond to this being. Upon appreciating an area, the area would respond, and new beings would spawn to embrace and reflect the one that appreciates. Often these creations would dance and play, others would threaten or shock, all in order to garner a response, to retain the attention of the appreciator. Beings were astonishing. However, despite its love for them, the appreciator could not commune with these new beings. The appreciator sought to convey its experiences and joys, but the creations could not relate. They merely danced and sought to absorb its appreciation. Through its desire to communicate, the appreciator became two entities. The ability to perceive the cosmos was split and shared between the two companions. These two companions missed what they had once been, but they appreciated and loved one another. With the introduction of the companions, the swirling every no thing spawned twice as many beings to be noticed and appreciated. All was pleasant in their lives. With no thing becoming something, and something becoming two things, new phenomenon developed. The companions found they could reunite themselves to satisfy what they had lost. However, their unity was fleeting. When they were apart, they would miss their other half. The companions noticed the beginning and endings of their unions. Through this, they came to know their love for one another. Through the absence of the other, they came to know love's opposites. From when they were together and apart, they discerned a flow of moments, and they understood having and wanting. The companions enjoyed their existence. They enjoyed the innumerable creations, and they enjoyed one another. Resulting from various unions, they noticed that parts of themselves had rubbed together. These parts had mixed and combined. The companions' fusion had created something new. The companions noticed this new thing could perceive the way they could. Overjoyed, they cultivated it with their loving attention. The companions noticed that this fledgling was separate from them. It was its own thing. So in order to care for their offspring, they formulated a concept or a name in order to describe and identify it. Nurturing their offspring, the companions began to settle in one location, becoming a community. This concept of defining and naming carried over into their favorite creations as well. The community found that in naming a thing, they could remember it and it would not disappear immediately. From the community's stability, more objects gained names and meaning. A home seemed to grow around them. From this home, the community spawned new offspring. With offspring and a home in their lives, responsibility and commitment were required. The companions sometimes longed for the times when they had unbridled freedom, those times when their exploring and joining in unity was all that they had known. But through their community, they found that they no longer possessed the loneliness that had haunted them when they were not joined together. Their offspring created new joys inside of them. The companions poured their attention into their offspring and community. The offspring showed the same enthusiasm and love that the original appreciator had experienced. But the companions felt drained. They had exhausted themselves for their creations. As the offspring grew, there were more living things to appreciate life and name the various creations. The every no thing became a stable environment. Slowly the companions dissolved in order to make space for their offspring to grow and flourish. The companions rejoined the swirling void that they had loved and enjoyed. The offspring spread themselves across the expanses of the universe. They changed to reflect their environments, while their environments changed to reflect them as well. Although they were in many ways no longer one cohesive unit, through their disbursement, the living things were capable of growing and discovering in ways that would never have been possible for one being. Supporting one another, they survive and grow until the day when they have appreciated enough and they rejoin the dancing no thing.